in the room. Bucks win it tonight. That's 6 in a row for your Milwaukee Bucks. 136-111 over the New Orleans Pelicans. Come on in the room. Doc is our doctor. He writes out all our scripts. He gives us our medicine in our room. We are live. Creams to the crossover crew transfer.
JT.
Justin.
Yeah. Guys in the room. JT is in the building right now. 136-111. Bucks beat the Pelicans. They win their 6th in a row. Doc Rivers is hilarious. I know Justin's going to give us the Doc Rivers update. I can't wait to hear. He sent everybody to the showers. He sent the entire group to the shower. The Bucks finished the game with nobody on the bench but the coaches. It was the coaches that were sitting on the bench. Everybody else, Giannis checked out of the game to the locker room. Brook Lopez checked out to the locker room. Kyle Kuzma checked out to the locker room. Rollins, locker room. KPJ, locker. Everybody went to the showers. Everybody went to the showers. That's embarrassing, Willie Green. That's embarrassing, Willie Green. That's hilarious. That's a rough look if you're the Pelicans. You ain't no respect. The Bucks had no respect for the New Orleans Pelicans tonight. Took hey, we done. We're done. Take the showers, fellas. Literally, to the showers. 136-111 tonight. Good win for your Milwaukee Bucks. Good win for your Milwaukee Bucks. That's what you should do. That's what you should do in a game like this. Come on in the room if you haven't. If you're in the chat, we'll talk to you in the chat. If you want to talk on the Twitter at TCIESQ, we'll talk to you there. But listen, we've been teasing. This is the end. This is it. There are 2 more games in the regular season left after tonight. And they are big ones. They are important games. We're going to talk about them as they come up, as this thing comes up. But tonight, you needed this one to make sure, to give yourself even a chance of not having those 2 games in Detroit matter. They will because of what happened out. And I don't know if the game was in New York or if it was in or if it was in Detroit. I think it was in. Was it in New York? I think it was in New York. But the Pistons did beat the Knicks tonight. So the Bucks are going to have to go to Detroit and go win a basketball game. And it is what it is. And this is the time of the season you got to go do that. That's why I have no fear. I have no fear because this is the time of the season. This is the time of the year where you should be playing your best basketball. I'm encouraged. You've won 6 in a row. That's what you should be. It's April. You should be winning 6 in a row. I know I don't feel like April in Milwaukee. I know it's 30 degrees out there, but it's April nonetheless. And this is the time when you go when you should be playing your best basketball. You should be figuring things out. And when you go play the New Orleans Pelicans, you should hang 140 on them boys, 136-111. That's what you should do. Let's hit a game recap for the evening as the Bucks beat the Pelicans. On the pre-stuff, I shall be brief this evening. 28, 11, and 5 for Giannis tonight. 11 and 17 from the field. 1 of 2 from 3. He was a +6 tonight. Only a +6 because your second high man. Well, we'll get to him in a second because I know the haters can't hate tonight, baby. You can't hate tonight, baby. Brook Lopez, 3 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 block, 1 of 5 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3. He was a +7. Brook Lopez tonight was horrible. There's no way around it. That was piss poor. I mean, he to me, he was probably the only one. Taurean Prince was bad too, but Brook Lopez, I mean, again, in a night where I'm going to be very positive about how the Bucks looked and how they felt, Brook Lopez was a negative. He was as bad as bad gets. He couldn't guard his man. He was in no man's land. He only got 1 rebound, so he wasn't rebounding, wasn't defending, couldn't hit shots. And he not only could he not guard his man in the half court, couldn't guard him in transition. Made basket, off breakaways, didn't matter. Brook Lopez was garbage tonight. And he's gonna have to be much better than that. He's gonna have to be much better. There's just no way around it. Taurean Prince, 6 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists tonight, 2 of 4 from the field. So game from him. Again, it's rough, but I will talk. There is a negative that I will get to. I won't get to it yet. I'll be positive, and then we'll jump to it in a little bit. Ryan Rollins tonight, okay game. Solid game for Ryan Rollins. 12 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, 1 steal, 5 of 8, 2 of 5 from 3. He was a +3 on the night. But your highest plus minus starter, since we're all plus minus warriors in the chat, and everybody got to tell me about the plus minus and the net negatives. And Kuz, 17 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. He can't shoot. 7 of 11, 64% from the field. Oh, he can't hit the corner 3. 3 of 6 from 3, putting in 50%. At a plus 20 on the night. Finished with 3 turnovers. First half was excellent. And again, this game was, I know it finishes 136-111, but I don't want to say the game was in the balance. The Bucks are always going to win this basketball game. But, and I spelled Bucks wrong, so I got to change that. I saw it in the scroll. I'll change it when I come back. But this game, I mean, again, it was a nip-tuck game. New Orleans was up 8-10 points, for half of the, for the entire first half. And then really late in that second quarter, we went into hey, sometimes you get in your car and you get on the highway. What you do when you just riding on the highway? Justin, what you do? You put that thing in cruise control. Yes, you do. You put that thing in cruise control. And that's what Kuzma did. He put it in cruise control, and he got the Bucks straight. And at the end of the second and the beginning of the third, he was really, really good tonight. So, again, inconsistent play, yes, but Kyle Kuzma was really good. If you hate on him tonight, then just say you're a hater, because you can't hate on that performance tonight. Really good job from him. Gary Trent Jr. was nice as well. 17 points, 2 assists, 2 steals. He was 6 of 10 from the field, 4 of 7 from 3, step backs, all types of ways he wanted to score. Really good. Bobby Portis, 14 and 8, 5 of 10 from the field. He was 2 of 4 from 3, and 1 beer can knocked over for Bobby Portis out there looking like Stone Cold. Kevin Porter Jr. Oh my goodness, Kevin Porter Jr. I don't know what more you can say about him. 20 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 straight nights of 5 steals. 6 of 11 from the field. He was 1 of 5 from 3, 7-9 from the line. No turnovers, a plus 18. You can't say much more about the guy, man. Like, I won't get on it because I know we're gonna talk about him, but I mean, you talk about steal at the deadline. Kevin Porter Jr. has been great. He should be your starter. I think he's proven at this point going to the playoffs. He should start. I don't know how you don't start him. Like, he is that good. He is a guy, you have to not only start him, you got to find a way to bring him back next year. You just got to figure it out because he's that good. A.J. Green, 3 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists tonight. He was 1 of 4 from the field. Pat got in the game, 5 points tonight. Andre Jackson Jr., 6 points. Livingston, 2 points, 3 boards. Chris Middleton lookalike. Bouye, no points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. And then Stanley Umedi, 3 points, 2 rebounds for him. On the New Orleans side of things, and again, just goes back to my point about, again, I say it every night, I like A.J. Johnson, but on bad teams, somebody has to score. On bad teams, somebody has to score. Somebody has to play well on bad teams. And again, I'm not besmudging his name or trying to say anything bad about it. I want AJ to be great. But I'm just saying, when you watch the Wizards and you tell me about trades and, we gave up the next superstar. Well, Brooks Jr. like a superstar, 20 points, 6 rebounds tonight, 7 of 13. Robinson Earls, he a superstar, 15 points, 10 rebounds. Makovic was cooking Brook Lopez, 15 and 10 from him tonight. Reeves has played well, he has 16 points tonight. Elfrid Payton just walking off the bus, 16 assists tonight. Kane with 20 and 7. Quinez, I don't know who the hell listen, I don't know who the hell these guys are. We just played them a couple nights ago. I still don't know who they are. Quinez, 21, 5, and 6. Is he a superstar? Did we miss out on next superstar in Quinez? Maybe we missed out on him. I don't know who the hell he is, but he looked good tonight. And Kelly, 2.7 rebounds. Again, my point being, just relax. On bad teams, somebody has to score. That's just the nature of this thing. But the Bucks get a win tonight, 136-111. I'm again happy about the win. I will, once we get back, we'll let you guys, we'll talk about it. We'll get back to some negatives because I do think there were some negatives from tonight and something Doc Rivers has to clean up. But overall, good job for the Milwaukee Bucks just finishing this thing out and making sure that you didn't need Giannis for more than 25 minutes in this ball game. 136-111. That's what I saw. JT, what'd you see?
Man, a whole lot of the same thing you saw, sir. One thing I'll say about this team, there's a couple things that were impressive to me. We started out in the first quarter, it was a bit underwhelming. I'll just be honest, I was not moved in that first quarter, but boy, that second and third quarter, 79 points combined, I'll take that all day, every day. That offensive explosion in the second and third quarter. Also, fourth quarter, finishing this thing up strong. Man, what I really like tonight, though, Kyle Kuzma, we're gonna go ahead and we got to put some respect, right? Let the acknowledgement be as loud as the disrespect here. Wait a minute, Kyle Kuzma. By the way, third straight game of Kyle Kuzma shooting 50% or higher. Yes, sir.
Ooh.
I will take that. Kyle Kuzma, Kyle cooking. All right, now let's do that. I mean, let give that man his credit. Let's give him his props. But I think the thing is tonight too. By the way, before I get to that, did y'all know Gary Trent Jr. can dunk? I didn't know before tonight. Did y'all know that?
Yeah, he get up there. He get up there a little bit.
When's the last time y'all seen him dunk before
Nah,
tonight?
I couldn't tell you.
Duke.
He got up there.
When's the last time y'all seen him dunk before tonight? Nah, he's playing that old man basketball. Like, joints. Right? Anyway, but you talk about it. You look at the way this Bucks team responded, like I was talking about a little bit earlier, after that first quarter. And in the second quarter, it was just an absolute onslaught. It was foot on the gas, foot on net. This is what you want to see from the squad. Kevin Porter Jr., we talk about it. That's the best value signing in the NBA right now. I don't care who you are. I argue with the wall. Tell me that our Kevin Porter Jr. is the best value signing in the wall. And you ask in the NBA, you ask why you don't start him? Because he can give you 23 points in 20 minutes. That's why. Well, you know what? Look, if it's not broken, don't try to fix it. But at the end of the day, I agree with you. I want to see a little bit more minutes from Kevin Porter Jr. because he just does so much. And the thing that's crazy to me is when you just think about what we gave up for him, right? Like we get, man, I gotta wonder if the Clippers are kicking themselves for the misuse of Kevin Porter Jr. But tonight, I mean, really what I want to acknowledge, listen, we went belt to ass tonight. We got smacked on the boards. We didn't have a great free throw shooting tonight, but it really didn't matter. You know why? Because our bench showed up. This is what we have been. This is what we want to see. This is what you want to. Our bench showed up tonight. Bobby Portis, what he had 14. You had Gary Trent Jr., 17. Kevin Porter Jr. with 20. This is what you need to see from these guys on the bench. And quite honestly, I want to see Dame back with this team, but I feel a bit optimistic looking at what we got on the bench. For hey, we're gonna get out that first round. I'm gonna tell you right now, we're gonna get out that first round. We're gonna die trying. Right? We'll address the second round when we get there. But guys, I'm feeling good. I feel great.
Gentlemen, it's time. It is time. We going into black glove territory. We gotta go ahead.
Black gloves on? Oh, what you got?
The black gloves. It gotta get real ignorant from here on out. We gotta slap mamas. We gotta kick babies. We gotta pee in the fountains in Detroit. We got to start sending a message. Anything from the city of Detroit, we got to go in there biting off kneecaps. Whatever got to happen, we got to do it. Dan Campbell, you can go to hell. Whoever the Tigers manager is, you can go to hell. JB Bickerstaff, join them. Hey, man, the fun stuff is over now. We got to pause. We got to come with it. All right, so let's get to Doc, man. I'm hyped, Jay. I got my boy JT in the building.
And you got the black Air Forces on too with the gloves. Because if you do, I'm checking on you. Like, wait, hold on, no. As long as I hope you don't own a pair of black Air Forces.
I might need to go get the black shiesty with it too.
What they call them in the mill? What they call them in the mill, Justin?
Them dookies.
There you go.
Hey, so Doc said first comment. Shout out to whoever asked him this question. Game was under control. I sent the guys back to the showers. He said, hey, this might be his funniest post game of all year. Man, the guys from New Orleans were playing hard. They were fighting for jobs. I ain't know half their names.
Doc said that?
Doc said.
Oh, Doc.
I ad-lib a little bit, but that's basically what he said.
That's crazy.
He said it a little bit nicer and cleaner. It was like, I didn't know half the guys today, but that's basically what Doc said. Talked about how strong, and we talked about it on the video, Trey and JT, how strong Gary Trent Jr. and Kevin Porter Jr. are at the top of the zone. Their hands with the deflections is just what really sets the zone off and makes it so effective. Detroit's going to play hard, and they're going to play well. I agree. Bucks got to go match their energy, and they got to bring it tomorrow, man. It starts tomorrow. Ain't no excuses of back-to-backs and none of that stuff. You got to come out and you got to hoop. And we can't be playing with these first quarters with these 5-point deficits and all this stuff we be doing. He wanted Bobby to play a little bit more just because he's been out so long. And then the last point, it was a real short press conference. His last point was just that it's so important to come into this playoffs healthy. Yeah. And this is the first time where we're going to be able to do it. There might be a little bit of foreshadowing for something. Just saying. I'm like JT, man. You know, I'm excited. My glass is always half full. That's why they call me delusional, and I'm okay with that. I'll be delusional. I mean, I'm the dude who, when we was down 22 the other night when we couldn't get all together, and I tweeted at the start of the fourth quarter. I said, for anything, they went on a crazy run and shot lights out. So why can't we? What I do, JT?
Wait, hold on. I just caught something.
Because you cried.
Bro,
I'm serious.
you got the fingerless black gloves on, bro.
Oh yeah, these are.
You a man from Home Alone, bro. You comes from Home Alone, right? Well, Buddy was breaking in the spot with the Home Alone gloves on.
Hey, I'm coming.
Gloves? What you got?
I'm coming in this mug for the playoffs. What y'all young boys call it, the shiesty. I'm going to give me a shiesty. We wearing that to all playoffs, dog.
God, you can't. You shovel snow in those, your fingers gonna freeze.
I mean, I live in North Carolina, bro. These just fashion, man.
Like the gloves, bro.
Hey, shout out to Brandon Jennings though. He made these, man.
Yeah.
You got that's tough crowd too. Oh, yeah. I ain't said hostile territory. Okay.
It's playoff time.
Okay. Hey, I'm not mad at it. The YN,
Jennings, if
that
you
YN
watching
energy, dog. That's that YN energy.
Hey, Jennings, if you watching, come rock with the homies, man.
Yeah.
Come rock with us.
Gotta ask him about the fingerless gloves. So I gotta ask Brandon. You know he's an Arizona guy too, man. So you know,
Jennings would make that. I can see Jennings. I can see Jennings with that. Yeah, no, man. Like I think, you know, the Bucks. There's no way around it. We came and took care of business. They did exactly what they were supposed to do. You mentioned you mentioned the starting lineup and what they're gonna have to do. Well, no, you didn't mention starting, but you said you can't start off in these 5-point deficits. So I'm gonna start with kind of where I am and what I thought about the team from a starting standpoint. And this is Doc Rivers. Again, that line, like, Kuzma has some skill. It has to be refined. Kuzma has some skill. Taurean Prince, and when I said, let me back up. Taurean Prince has skill. He has a skill set. He hits open threes. He's an okay defender. At times he loses people, but Taurean Prince has a skill set. Brook Lopez has a skill set, okay? He can get back to the basket, he can hit the three, he can defend the rim at times. And then that's what I was really getting at was Kuzma has a skill set where he's a slashing player, great on-ball defense. He can get confused at times as well. He's supposed to rebound. He can rebound a little bit better. But my point is all three of those guys have a certain skill set. Kuzma's issue is he's inconsistent on offense with some of the things he does. Like tonight, he shot the ball well, but the next night he'll come and he'll shoot 30%, or he'll turn the ball over, throw it off his leg, all types of crazy stuff, right? Your issue is those three guys together doesn't work. Maybe it works with the Damian Lillard at the starting point guard. Maybe it'll even work with Kevin Porter Jr. as the starting point guard, just because you're going to get some more, maybe a little more consistent offense from playmakers. But as a unit together, that group is not good. Brook Lopez, again, part of his skill set, but he's too slow. Taurean Prince is playing out of position, and then Kuzma is running around doing some things, but sometimes he's just, like I said, he's running around doing some things, and you don't really know what that thing is. That's a problem. And so those three together, I had somebody tell me today, well, you're hating on Doc Rivers. No, I'm not. Again, I feel like I give Doc Rivers more credit than a lot of people out there. My issue is, and he's like, well, they're shorthanded and you can't play, you got to play your guys. That's fine. I'm not saying, that's what I meant when I started with, there's a skill set. Taurean Prince has a skill set. Kuzma has a skill set. Brook Lopez has a skill set. Those three together, it doesn't work, man. Brook Lopez, it just does not work together. You can play them, but you've got to find ways to do it without that three on the court, especially starting the games. Because you're right, Justin. There's no reason you're down 8 to the damn Pelicans, this whatever group they got, with people you don't know who they are to start the game. And I mean, again, and it starts off, again, I hate to pick on Brook, but it starts off Brook's guy, now he's open. Hit threes. Then Brook got pump fake, drive to the back. Then you're not able to defend. I really do think it begins with Brook Lopez on the defensive side of things. But when he's not hitting his shot either, it gets real bad. Those three, man, you just got to figure out a way to do something with those three. I'll let you go 1 second. NYC Demon with the super chat. He says, I showed the receipt on X. I had to deal with the numbers guys hating on Kevin Porter Jr. I was telling them he's a hooper. I guess they don't watch the games. Yeah, we get back to KPJ. Absolutely. NYC, you're absolutely right. 100% right. Kevin Porter Jr., 100% hooper. And again, that's another guy, especially if you don't have Dame, I would start him. I don't know. I don't know what you do. I guess it's my so this is my open-ended question here to you guys. If we're talking about those three as a unit not being able to start, do you just move one? And somebody, so who is it saying? Iron Man Clay says you move Prince to the bench. Do you just move him? Do you move him and Kuzma to the bench? Or do you just go ahead and say, screw it, we're gonna start Giannis at the 5 off top and have Brook Lopez? How do you stop these slow starts from the Bucks?
Look, I think I think Prince, it was about that time, bro. I get it. I appreciate what he did earlier this year, but I think you got to put him on the bench. I want to put Brook on the bench, but I mean, do you really have the person? I see what you're saying. Like maybe you start Giannis at the 5. Does that work though? Can you start Giannis maybe. I would agree with you from the perspective of you got to try something because no, you can't have all three of them out there. Do you bring Kuzma off the bench? I would say I think Prince is probably the easiest one to take out of that starting lineup and let Prince come off the bench. So I agree with Iron Man Clay on TV.
Yeah, I don't think I don't want to start KPJ. And it's a lot to what JT alluded to as far as he seems comfortable coming off that bench. And it's like he's doing everything right. So why mess up his rhythm? And for me, it's always about who closes the games. However, I am going to pivot off of that because the stats showed what Marcus and Lisa were talking about. Over the 6-game winning streak, we are a negative 5.5 points in the first quarter. I think the answer has to be Taurean Prince. Unfortunately, it just has to. I don't think you can afford to put Kuz off the bench because Kuz is going to be your matchup on tomorrow and Sunday. It'll be Cade Cunningham. Against the Knicks, it may be Jalen Brunson. It could be Karl Anthony Towns. Against the Pistons, it could be Siakam. It could be
Pacers.
That old front-running boy from Bagashland.
Halliburton.
Him. So I think you need his defense. I think you need his rebounding. And you need his toughness. And the thing is, I can be okay with the fluctuation of Kuzma's offense because hopefully in 3 out of 7 games, he's going to be on. Then we just got to worry about can Giannis, KPJ, or whoever it is will us to one more win. And, man, when you come back to NYC Demon, I got something for that too because I like that point. And no one should be attacking KPJ after this 6-game win streak. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
I agree with that.
Well, yeah, and I guess to your point, I think Kuzma again. Anybody, Eric Ramirez here, Kuzma talking about Kuzma tonight. You just say again. I like it better when you just say, "Hey, I don't like the guy," and you keep pushing. There's no reason because there's no reason to get on time because tonight Kuzma was excellent. But I agree with you. I think that Kuzma, he can defend at a higher level on ball. And again, Taurean Prince, I don't hate him. I just think he's playing out of position. He's just not a 2. And he's playing when you have him playing out of position, it gets very rough for him. I'm telling you, like if Sims was available, I would play Sims at the center. I would honestly start Sims. I really would. Just from a defensive standpoint, I would probably start him because again, when Brook Lopez goes out of the game, I just think that everything moves so much faster. Karan J. McKinnon says the answer is to the first unit is Dame. But again, Dame's not going to be available right now, so you have to figure out what you want to do. And I hear you guys saying that KPJ is comfortable coming off the bench, but I can't have these slow starts, man. I get it. You can be as comfortable as you want to come. I can't stand having to start a game off down 6, down 8. And tonight it was the Pelicans down 6, down 8. Imagine if that's a legitimate basketball team. You're probably down again, just like the Timberwolves. You're down 15, 20 points. Like you against a legitimate basketball team, you are probably down 15 points in the first quarter with the way they played. It was piss poor. The effort wasn't there. Right. If you play the Detroit Pistons like that, you 100% will be. NYC Demon, another super chat. He in there, and we are twerking. He says, my guy Justin back in today. Playoffs start tomorrow for us. Great on Doc to rest the guys. Starting lineup has to change. Trent in for TP. KPJ is fine off the bench. I would start Giannis at the 5 and use Brook in spurts. You definitely could. And if you're saying, like NYC saying, that the playoffs really start tomorrow, then that's a thing. And I ask you, how important is it to beat Detroit, beat a 5, especially when? Because here's the other thing, and I think somebody in the chat mentioned it. The New York Knicks, they played and won and lost tonight. They didn't have OG Anunoby tonight. They played without Mikal Bridges tonight, and they played without Josh Hart. Okay, which I believe those 3 didn't play. Did Mikal Bridges not play? Somebody check that for me. But I think there's a legitimate question as to whether the Knicks, because somebody said they were ducking to try to play, but I don't think they're ducking. They're not ducking the Pistons. There's a legitimate shot that because they can still end up as the 4 seed if they lose out and Indiana wins out. There is a legitimate theory that they are ducking the Boston Celtics, and they don't want that 3 seed because the 3 you then would have Boston first instead of in that 4-5 matchup. You would then play Cleveland first, and I think a lot of teams would much rather your second round be against Cleveland than be against Boston. I think a lot of people just don't necessarily trust the Cleveland Cavaliers yet, no matter what they've shown you. But no, and Al, you don't. I guess, why would you duck? This doesn't make any sense to me, Al. If you have Al's saying that the Knicks want to lose so they can play us. That doesn't make sense to me because why would you be ducking the Pistons in the first round? I'm just saying, if you have championship aspirations and you're a championship title level team, if you are ducking the Detroit Pistons, you've already lost. There, you might as well you hoping against hope anyway. If you don't think you can beat the Detroit Pistons, you're in trouble. So no, I 100% think it's about the second round matchup, and that's what they're looking forward to. And they're saying, hey, we got to be able to beat one of these teams, but we want to get to the East Conference Finals, and it's a much easier path doing that against the unproven You have Donovan Mitchell, but I don't think, again, roster-wise, Cleveland's not as good as Boston. There's no way around it. I think they'd much rather play them versus playing the Boston Celtics.
Bridges did play tonight.
He did play. Okay,
you're right about Anunoby and you're right about Hart, though.
Okay, thank you. There's somebody else they didn't play though, but go ahead.
Listen, I don't think there's a world where anybody in their right mind wants to see the Bucks in the Knicks, especially in the first round. Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, I wouldn't want to. That's still a tough matchup. Whatever you think about this team, that is still a very difficult matchup for the first round. Like, that's not going to be. I don't think anybody looks at the Bucks and says, "Oh yeah, that'll be short work." Absolutely not. Like, if you play the Bucks in the first round, there's a very high percentage chance that this team probably does take you to 6 or 7. Probably, there's a decent percentage chance this team takes you 2-7 in the first round. Who wants to have a 7-game? Who wants to play 7 games in the first round of the play? Like, that doesn't make a lot of sense. So I certainly hope that's not the logic. I don't think the Knicks are trying to play the Bucks. That just, I don't understand. I agree with you, Trey. If you're scared of the Pistons, you got a problem. If you're scared of the Pistons, you do not have championship aspirations. You just don't, and you can't take yourself seriously at that point either.
Yeah, it's super soft if you ducking anybody to play. One thing I know about KPJ, one thing I know about Bobby Portis Jr., about Giannis, about majority of them dudes, Kuzma, Lopez, whoever you want to mention on there, Doc Rivers, Darvin Ham, Vin Baker, Dave Yeager, whoever. These dudes ain't ducking nobody. You, at the end of the day, you're the 5 seed, you're the 6 seed. There's 4 or 5 teams ahead of you that are good basketball teams. And you got to show up and hoop. You can't be trying to jostle and stuff like that. I think we go out and win tomorrow and let the chips fall where they may. To NYC Demon's point about starting Giannis at the 5, I am not opposed to it, But the thing that I worry about is two things with Giannis starting at the 5. Number one, foul trouble. It's a different cover for him the entire game. And with the right big on him, he could potentially get in foul trouble. The other thing I worry about is him exuding too much energy on that defensive end and not being able to come up with the same effort on the offensive end sometimes. Because, again, covering a bigger dude that's going to be elbowing you and stuff like that down in the post, because I got a sneaky suspicion if you start Giannis at the 5, Karl-Anthony Towns isn't going to live on that perimeter anymore. He's going to try to go to the basket if we're talking about the Knicks. And we know what Miles Turner is going to do. He's going to try to play down low as well, because the key to beating the Bucks is getting Giannis out of that game. But we got to figure out something. I do agree with y'all staggering that starting lineup and stuff like that. I don't know if you sit Brook, even when Jericho Sims comes back, because there's some offensive stuff that Brook can bring us when the team is struggling at times. I know tonight wasn't his best night, but I kind of agree with Tish in the chat. Brother's 37 years old. He's tired. He's been playing a million trillion minutes this last month, and you get older, man. But playoffs, Pacers, Knicks, whoever it may be, we got to do like JT says. We got to get out this first round. We got to come out, put our black gloves on, put our shiesty on, and let's go. We running up and down the court. It don't matter if it's New York, if it's Indy, whoever. We are the Milwaukee Bucks. We have NBA champions on this roster. We got the baddest man walking this planet right now. Saw some bounce tonight in that step, too. We got to go and beat them. I don't care who it is.
So wait a minute. So, Trey made this point, or Justin, when you made this point about Brook being 37, he's an old man at this point. There's some gray in that beard, right? You shave it, but you can't hide it. So, do you rest Brook for these last 2 games, though? Do you take the chance? Because we kind of need this. Like, what do you do? You rest him?
So I say we go out and we put the pedal to the metal. We win the game tomorrow. You rest all them jokers for Sunday, and then then you got a whole week off. I agree with you with Brook. But you're going to need Brook against the Pistons, because I think that his physical presence against Isaiah Stewart, who really can't go out there and shoot that perimeter jump shot or that mid-range jump shot to the level of a cat, you're going to need Brook out there for that. And I also think that Brook will bring Stewart out of the paint on the offensive side to allow Giannis and those guys to have more driving lanes.
Well, no, and yeah, you can't not play Brook Lopez. Because again, like I said, he has a skill set. There is a skill set that he has. Midwest Baller said, "Let the GDs in the door." Y'all wild. Y'all wild, right? Oh wow. Oh wow.
This is what I told y'all. I'm not reading the chat dirty.
Hey, you know what though? You could do, Trey.
What's that?
Do you give it a look with Brook coming off the bench?
That's what I'm saying. You could try different things.
Like that.
You could definitely try different things. I don't have a problem
with that at all. Like let that man come off the. Why don't we see what it looks like? I wish Sims was back, to be honest, because then we really could do a bit more of an accurate simulation. But why don't you, play with it and see if
play with it's crazy.
Pause. All right.
Team back in the building.
Yeah, it's back in the building. Yeah, back in the building.
You talking like that, the GD's leaving. Yeah. We're not sticking around for that.
All right. But yeah, I mean, this is a legitimate question: is how bad do you want to beat the Detroit Pistons? Do you really want that 5 spot? I think you do. We've talked about this at length already about whether you want to play the Knicks or whether you want to play the Indiana Pacers. I believe you want to play the Pacers, and that 5 spot is where you want to be. But talk to me for a second. But, and again, especially if you believe the playoffs have started, this is a mini playoff. I know that the play-in is coming up. The Bucks aren't in it. But is this not like the mini little play-in right here against the Detroit Pistons? What are you going to have to do again? And you're right, the back-to-back is not an excuse, because they were on a they played tonight as well. And they had to fight a little bit harder to get their win than the Bucks did. They didn't have the luxury of sending everybody to the showers in the middle of the game. So what has to happen tomorrow night for the Milwaukee Bucks to beat the Detroit Pistons?
one thing is I think we got to come out focused. We got to come out focused on a mission to do that. We can't be sleepwalking in that first because the Pistons want to fight too, right? They want this too. So I would say, man, we come out focused tomorrow night. We figure this thing out with Brook. Look, Brook, if you're gonna be out there, I need you getting boards. I need you doing something. You can't just be getting cooked on D. You can't defense. You can't be out there getting cooked on defense. Right? You certainly. I need Brook to contribute. I really need our bench guys to show up too, though. Right? We need another strong game from Gary Trent. Another strong game from Kevin Porter Jr. Bobby Portis. Come on, brother. Let's see what you got. Come on. Like tomorrow night. I just think we just need to go out there and do our thing. I'm not really worried that much about the Pistons, to be honest. I think the Pistons are a decent team. I think we're a better team. So we go out there, we stay focused, we locked in, we understand the ramifications. No lulls, no nothing. Kyle, I'm gonna talk to Kyle Kuzma because that's my guy. Because Kyle Kuzma is, again, third straight game shooting 50% or above. Right time of the season for that type of efficiency. Thank you, sir. Kyle Kuzma, listen, tomorrow night, I need you out there setting screens. I need you out there diving on loose basketballs. I need you out there being physical. I need you out there making it happen, right? And I need you to be smart. Let's not see the ball roll off your foot, right? Let's not make a goofy decision here. Let's get out there, let's act like the 10-year vet, and let's get busy. I think we can win tomorrow night's game, guys. I am confident. I'm full of hope at this point. And I think it's gonna go well for us tomorrow night.
I think it's gonna be physical. The Detroit Pistons, they are a team. They're not bad boy Pistons, but they definitely, you can tell that they're feeling themselves a little bit. That they want to bring physicality, and I think it's great. You mentioned, Bobby Portis. I'm glad Bobby Portis is back so that he can match that. NYC Demon, one more super chat in the building. We appreciate the super chat, NYC. He says, I watched the Warriors start Draymond at the 5 for the same issue. You need energy to start games. Brook is the opposite of energy. Use him in spurts. And to another point, though, that I was going to get to is, could you, okay, yeah, I get it. Maybe you don't want to go crazy with Giannis at the 5 playing, at the start of games. But could we do that for 5 minutes? Could I get the first 4 to 5 minutes spurt of the game, be Giannis at the 5, and then we bring in Brook and we go back and then we kind of can stagger some lines that I just can't stand the start of the game. You getting even the nights where we shoot well. Even the nights where we start off and we're hot, hitting three, and we're giving up baskets left and right. We're just giving them up because we either can't get to the guy or we can't get back. Now tomorrow, to your point, tomorrow might be an okay night for Brook Lopez because they start Jalen Duren at the center position. So you shouldn't have that issue tomorrow night of leaving a 3-point shooter open. Like Brook Lopez should be okay tomorrow night. But I'm talking about, like you said, a matchup with the Pacers, matchup with the Knicks, yeah, you got to be able to guard a perimeter against a big that can shoot.
Yeah, versatility is going to be so important with this, man. But I think you really got to come out, man. And I agree with JT, man. That bench led by Bobby and led by KPJ has to go crazy, man. Like, you got to have – if we get this solid bench play like we got tonight, like we've gotten during this win streak, there's not a lot of teams second unit who's going to keep up with these guys, man. These guys are good basketball players. There's a lot of rhythm. They're moving. It may suit Brook well to come in against another big who's not – like, it's just got to be matchup dependent, right? Like with Indiana, they're going to start Turner, and then they're going to come with Obi Toppin off the bench. So I think it's the same problem with the starters or with the bench. But if you're looking at New York now, when Brook originally had to cover New York, Mitchell Robinson wasn't there. Mitchell Robinson isn't a guy that's going to get out to that perimeter. So then that would leave Giannis on the 4, which would be Cat, hypothetically. And then you put Kuz on Brunson, maybe? And that's how you kind of subside their offense. But at the end of the day, one thing's for sure, two things are for certain. Brook Lopez got to play better basketball than he did tonight. He's shown it in spurts this year, and we need the good Brook versus this one. I know the chat is killing him right now, especially Daniel. And, I get it, man. The dude had a bad night. But for the homie that said that Autumn Kuzma, that other jersey is Terry Cummins. It's not 2 Kuzma jerseys, just so we clear.
Again, man, I think, like you said, Doc Rivers talked about it. It's gonna be an awesome night tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to it. I would hate for the I want the Pacers just because that was the that was the matchup last year, and I think the Bucks deserve to get their lick back against Indiana and against Tyrese Halliburton and all of that. So that's what I want to see. Let's see. Io says, you guys really think Bridges and those guys beating us 4 times? I don't believe it, especially after we start adjusting. You're talking about the Knicks. Yeah, I'm not gonna listen. I'm not gonna hedge. I think I'll say this. I'll say this about if it's a Knicks matchup. I am, and again, if you like me, if you feel better about this basketball team after these 6 straight wins, hit a like in the chat. If you feeling it, Daniel Joseph's going crazy. I see you going crazy here. But like I don't think that when it comes to New York, if KPJ plays like he's played over this last 2-3 week stretch period of like great basketball, no turnover, like if he can play like that, yeah, you have something. And that's why I think when I talk about starting him, I'm talking about like that's a guy that needs 35. If he's playing like that, that's a guy that needs 35, 40 minutes. Like that's not a 25, 30 minute a night guy. 2 games in a row, 5 steals. Maybe I can sit him on Jalen Brunson and see what he's gonna do. He plays the passing lanes really well. Number one, like I said, and that's the thing. That's why I think you got to get Torian Prince out of the lineup, and you have to figure out what's going on with Brook Lopez. I'm not saying the Knicks are gonna beat you 4 games out of 7. What I'm saying is I think it is a much harder task to beat the Knicks than it is to beat the Indiana Pacers. I think the matchups are easier. I think I think the matchups are easier, and I don't think they have as many things going for them. And also as they're like that. When I think about that other guy has the capability of just killing you over and over again. I don't know if you guys have been watching OG Anunoby for the last month, but he has been. I thought of him as like an afterthought, and you thinking like, okay, Mikal Bridges, you got to watch out for. Mikal Bridges is another guy you got to watch out for. OG Anunoby has been. I mean, I don't know if you haven't watched him last month. OG Anunoby's been, and I don't. You guys know me. I don't even give a lot of other guys credit, especially other role players. I call everybody sorry. OG Anunoby has been playing at a different type of level. That's all I'm telling you.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, man. My bad. I don't mean to jump you, JT. I just want to comment on that one thing.
GD's in the room. Man. You jump people to.
Hey. if KPJ plays at this level, Damian Lillard will be back in his playoffs, and he'll play against a Western Conference team. Book it.
Hey. That would be. I mean, is there a legitimate status of Daniel Joseph? Hilarious, bro. Yeah. Daniel Joseph going crazy right now. That's funny. I'm not gonna read that comment, but actually, I will read it. My man said, "Brook need Viagra to rebound more than 5 boards."
Yeah,
that's funny. That's funny. He's got to get up.
He's got to get up.
He's got to get up. Basketball. He's got to get up. That's funny. Yeah. Great.
What was your question? Oh, you said the Dame update. Yeah. So Doc Rivers talked today. He was actually on a podcast. He was on the Bucks Plus Audio podcast, but I don't know if it was Marcus Johnson was on there. Somebody was asking some questions, and for his credit, I mean, Doc Rivers traditionally with our regular beat reporters and with the press has really not been very forthcoming, very forthright. He kind of beats around the bush. Like I say, he try to tell you, he almost acts like he's oblivious, has no clue what's going on. Obviously, that was different in this interview that he did with the Bucks Plus radio or Bucks Plus Audio, whatever it's called. And basically, what he came out and said was, again, so off the Shams report that Dame was maybe a week and a half away, which was last week. Doc comes in and says that that the clot is much smaller, and that they're gonna look and maybe it'll be a week. He said a week and 2 or maybe 2 weeks. Now, of course, the playoffs start on April 19th. My guess is I think they have. I do believe, and again, based on what I've heard too, I do believe that they are impressed with how quickly he is recovering. And that I don't think it's going to take 6 months. I don't think it's going to take 3. Like, I think he has a legit chance of returning. I question whether it's going to be early in the first round. I started to question whether it's going to be first round in general. I really started to question whether it's going to be early in the first round. This is just a guess. If I had to guess, I think you're talking about, can you get past the first round? Can you get to a game 6, game 7? And then maybe you could talk about whether or not he's going to be available. But again, he's doing some cardio. He's getting shots up. He's doing all things of a guy. He continues to post pictures as well on his social media that lets you, that he doesn't feel like a guy that, hey, I'm done as far as what it's looking like. Then he also, just for the record, just so we do it, he gave the update on Jericho Sims as well. That was one where I thought Jericho Sims was going to be back before the playoffs, and his update there was we're hoping for the playoffs, and basically said that Jericho Sims is recovering, but he's not recovering as fast as maybe they thought. They thought they're going to be able to get him back for a couple games prior to the playoffs. That clearly isn't going to happen. He has been doing workouts. I saw him. He was on court earlier today before the game, and he was working out with both hands. Before it was just noted he was just doing shooting with his left, but now he is working with both hands, right and the left. So that is encouraging to see. I think you will see him back for the playoffs. Hopefully it's game one. But again, even that you would have loved to see Jericho Sims before. So I don't know, from an injury standpoint, I don't like the word hopeful. I would have loved to hear Doc Rivers say yes, this is going to happen. But not Al McGuire said yes. Sims. I think Sims is coming. Sims will be back. I just thought it was going to be quicker than it was.
Well, that was your best ability is availability.
Yeah.
Right? Your best ability is availability. And I mean, I want Dame back. I want Dame to get healthy. This is a very, very serious injury ailment. I don't know if you really want to call it injury, but ailment or whatever that is. So let's hope he gets through it. But right now we got to prepare not to have him for at least that first round. So hey, everybody, let's earn our paychecks. Let's get out there and let's get it. Like we can make miracles or we can make excuses. So man, Jericho Sims, man, I'm actually really. I'm a little biased here because I am tired of seeing Brooke get cooked just like all y'all. Man, I'm kind of really excited for the return of Jericho Sims, to be honest with y'all. Like, man, let's see that brother get out there. And again, he's another guy who really wasn't doing nothing in New York City. I don't know. Will he play a minute a game or something with the Knicks? Like,
he wasn't playing. And again,
Yeah.
it's all about what your roster looks like and what it's the same thing with AJ Johnson. Your roster isn't compatible with you going out there and playing. You go to Washington, hey, they got some room for you. In New York, they had bigs that are athletic and mobile, like a Mitchell Robinson, like a Karl-Anthony Towns. You have those guys. In Milwaukee, our bigs. When I think about when I think about Brook Lopez, he's not. What I do?
No,
just comment.
No, I was saying yeah. So Brook Lopez is not a guy who is mobile and agile as a big. And then you had the suspension of Bobby Portis, which added to getting some time for Jericho Sims. So I think again, it just happened. Everything just happened at the exact right time. And also, man, I think just shout out to the Bucks going in the 25 games that Bobby Portis missed, you go 15-10, and I believe since I gotta find that stat. Since the deadline, I think the Bucks are like 20 and 12. So I don't know what I had to look at what they were since the deadline, but it's not bad. Again, for everybody who says, "Oh my God, the trade was so terrible," it looks like it worked out from the record standpoint and where things are.
But what's crazy about Sims, if you remember, Mitchell Robinson has been hurt for 85% of the season, and he still couldn't sniff the floor on his Knicks team for whatever reason. I think that if you can rebound the ball, if you can block shots, if you can hustle, and his best offensive ability is setting screens.
Yep.
You tell me Jalen Brunson couldn't use some of those screens to get open? Dame sure was cooking with it before the blood clot came. I'm going to go back to what I said, though. I think Sims will play this year, and I think Dame will play this year. And I think both these guys are going to play against the Western Conference. For those of y'all that ain't hearing what I'm saying if KPJ plays at this level, the Milwaukee Bucks will make the NBA Finals. I said it.
And that's what you want to see. There's no way around. That's exactly what you want to see. Yeah, I'm just starting to see Daniel Jones. Okay, wow. All this is wild.
Daniel Joseph, aka Kevin Hart Jr. in the chat.
There you go. Io says one of them MFs will return for game one. I think Sims will definitely be back for game one. I would be very surprised if he is not. And you know where everybody should be back for?
Curly's.
Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill. You know what they're doing, Lakeview Boulevard, Pewaukee, Wisconsin. Get out there to Curly's. I know they changed one of those games to a national televised game. Well, yeah. So actually tomorrow night, NBA TV, and then Sunday's game is now on ESPN. So you can go out to Curly's tomorrow night and do what, Justin?
Better go get them $3. Curly's, you better stack up. We got 2 now.
$3 bottles and pints tomorrow, and then they just flexed the game for Sunday into prime time, or I say prime time, but it's 1 p.m. 12 on in Central. But that game is now on ESPN as well. So $3 bottles and pints. Gonna be interesting to see if they will actually need that game, and or whether they can rest Giannis and the fellas. I assume if it doesn't matter, they won't. But again, big time, $3 bottles and pints out there at Curly's. Going out there, what they doing Wednesday and Thursday?
And going trivia?
Yes, sir. They must be finishing up trivia right now. I don't know. Maybe he does have. Maybe if you're out there right now, maybe they weren't giving away these last tickets to the Detroit Pistons and Milwaukee Bucks games. See what other promotions they got coming up for the playoffs. But again, head on out there to Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill, proud sponsor of the Cream City Crossover, have been all year long. We want to thank them especially for all the contributions they've made to this show. Go out there, Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill. Fellas, go ahead.
Can we address one thing?
Go ahead. Address what you need.
I saw, and I'm sorry, but I saw it earlier in the chat, and someone was like, "Oh, well, we beat a bunch of G League teams." So let's rewind back for a second. Right now, these Minnesota Timberwolves that we had, probably one of the most impressive comeback wins that I can remember being a Bucks fan. They're up 102-85 in the third, 103-85 in the third quarter on a Memphis Grizzlies team. And both these teams are in a dogfight to meet in the Western Conference playoffs somehow, some way. Let's go back to that Miami win.
Let's see if Memphis come back down 20. I want to see them come back down 20. Sorry, go ahead.
Right. No, you're right. Let's talk about the Miami Heat. Now, the Miami Heat, we can look at their records, and this is why, to go back to NYC's Demon's point, and Trey, you've said this before, you cannot watch sports and watch a box score. You got to watch the game. Because if you look at that Miami Heat team, you're going to look at their record and you're going to say, oh, that's a terrible team. They beat 6 games in a row before we came in there and beat them by double digits. Again, do not just look. Sports is not a game for stats. Sports is a game to watch it. I give you one more example about this and then I'll shut up. You look at the Milwaukee Brewers today. They lost 7-2. You look at that, you're like, dang, they got their ass whooped. No, it was a 2-2 ball game until one pitcher blows up in 1 inning. Same thing, you look at these Bucks and you're like, oh, well, this and that, this and that. Look, watch the games. Look at KPJ hoop. Look at Bobby hoop. Look at all these guys hoop. Hey, we all saw the game tonight. We saw Brooke had a bad game. But if you look at a box score, the box score isn't always going to allude to what the game is. Sorry.
I'm with you. With you 100%. Basketball's meant to be watched, not read. I say it all the time, and that's what this is about. I disagree with Richard C. He says all irrelevant talk tonight about switching starters. Doc Rivers will not change things up, guaranteed. I disagree. I'd actually be willing. I don't know why. I would be willing to bet that the Bucks starting lineup is different than what it is right now. Going to the playoffs. I don't know. I just have a feeling. George Garrett says, I want the Bucks to play the Knicks. The Knicks are only 1 game up on the Pacers. Wow. They are trying to lose to play the Bucks in the first round. And so again, George, we talk about this. That's a theory. I just totally disagree. I do not believe, because again, the New York Knicks sites cannot be, that would almost mean that you are thinking as far as your nose. That we gotta lose so we can play the Bucks in the first round. I do not believe that for 1 second. To me, now, could they be trying to do that? Yes. It's about the second round. They are more afraid, and that is the one that makes more sense, because you are 100%. I don't care who you are. You're 100% more afraid. I don't even say I'm saying afraid in air quotes, but you 100% have more trepidation about playing the Boston Celtics than you do the Cleveland Cavaliers. There's just no way around it. They're the better bet. I'm not saying they again, it may not show out that way, but on paper, if you look at them top to bottom roster, it's a better roster. It just is what it is. So, if the Knicks have any title aspirations at all, they are not ducking the Detroit Pistons. That makes no sense. Like you're not out here like, oh my God, oh we got to play Cade Cunningham, oh Jalen Duren, Tobias Harris. No, you looking at Jalen. You looking at Jalen Brown. You looking at Jason Tatum. You looking at Kristaps Porzingis. You looking at Drew Holiday. You looking at Al Horford. You're looking at Derek White. Peyton. You're looking at those guys and be like, no, that's a team that they may be afraid to play. Rick Hamilton says the Pelicans are missing 8 players, and what I gotta do with that? That's nothing to do. We're playing whoever we put in front of us. And then the other thing I say to your point, Justin, and we'll move on after this because like I said, I saw that comment as well about, they played a bunch of G League teams and it took a miraculous comeback. Here's the funny part about that is if that was the Bucks, if the Bucks were up 24 and they had lost by 24, they came back and got walked down and beat, you guys would have been in here. It's same if you made a chat, would have been telling us about how bad the Bucks were and how the season was over and how you can't believe only a Doc Rivers led team would do this. You'd have crashed out about how that happened. But when the Bucks are the one that makes the comeback, it's it was a miraculous. It would have never happened. It was a joke. That's again. So it's one of the things. That's how people are. That's society. You look at your own players, and if for whatever reason, you think other guys are much better. You watch other teams and you feel like they're better. It's just like that. The same thing to me when I see guys. People are always just like shocked that the Bucks aren't up 15 the entire game, and I go, "How much basketball are you watching?" Because that's like not a thing. Or that teams come back, people get up 10 to a point. It's a game of run. That's just basketball. Like a lot of stuff is just basketball. It's just what happens. But yeah, man, it is what it is. Tomorrow night's gonna be fun though. I know that much.
I got a serious question for the chat. Daniels, both the Daniels, Io, King of King, Al McGuire, Tish, all of y'all still in the chat. When you watch the Bucks, what does it take to bring you joy and enjoy the basketball game? Like what just other than the last game of 2021, what makes you happy watching the Bucks? And I'm not saying all y'all in the chat are negative on the Bucks or anything, but I truthfully want to know that because we always hear from everybody what they don't like, what they hate. Doc, and Trey, you missed one guy that would have got a lot of smoke in the chat too, or on Twitter. Jimmy Haslam would have he would have caught a lot of smoke too. But some of y'all, can y'all just tell us what y'all like? What makes y'all happy watching the Bucks?
Nothing makes them happy. Nothing makes them happy. They were probably thinking they were gonna lose. You know what? It's a bunch of Jeff Teagues. They gonna lose. They can't win. And you just along for the ride. Get the A at the final on the group project.
There you go. Okay.
Go ahead, JT. You have something?
Nah, you good, man.
All right, man. Well, like I said, man, I want to keep this one short tonight, just because you got a big one tomorrow night. It's a back-to-back. So, and real quick, we'll go to the Twitter really quick and get on that one. Of course, it takes me a minute to find. Go ahead, Justin. Give me something while I find this.
Got to be an easy night tonight, JT. So we got some comments rolling in here about what makes him happy. So Daniel Cantrell says a win or a hard fight. Al McGuire says seeing the go-go gadget KPJ brings me joy. We ain't had nobody like getting steals like that since 22. Defense and made free throws for me, Todd. Daniel said there's a games we lost and said great game. Lags when they make shots and play D. King of Kings, Giannis being the starting five and push the pace. Mickey, I was happy to see KPJ be the hero. I like a quick transition ball movement. Daniel said putting Brooke on the golf course where he should spend his retirement.
There we go.
Let's finish with the last one. I like watching a team figure it out despite what's not working. Also seeing the chemistry form between KPJ and Giannis. All good stuff. I just want to make sure some of y'all, and appreciate all y'all, some of y'all actually enjoy this Bucks because me and my brother JT, we be worried sometimes. I gotta call this dude on the hotline and be like, man.
You know what? I'm a bit surprised that nobody said they're happy that this Bucks team managed to put up 136 points despite the slow start in the first, and despite the fact that all your starters was jogging to the bus, halfway out. The starters was dressed. They was like probably showered up and dressed with 2 minutes left in the game. Like, That's something. 136. I'll take that. I'll take that. That's what the way it's supposed to be. Take the belt out. Take the belt. You go full on belt to ass. You know, yeah, you don't need to finish up the fourth quarter. You do what you're supposed to do. Quarters 1 through 3. What they did tonight.
Don't play with your
Quarters
food.
good,
Get it done early. Let's go to the Twitter, see what they say there. Not too much on the Twitter tonight, but let's see what we get here. At Sunk345 says KPJ will be an all-star in like 3 to 4 years. At Jules ESQ says if Doc quits playing politics and starts TP or Kuz on the bench, the Bucks have a good chance of winning the series against the Pacers. If Dame comes back for the playoffs, Bucks will win the chip. At Chief Macca 55 says, in my opinion, Kevin Porter Jr. should be starting. At Coach Brad James says, who's the rec league 40-year-old running with the threes for the Bucks? He talking about Bouvier. At Porke No Gooey says Doc's brain will be examined by basketball science well into the future. Truly bewildered by his rotational choices.
You got CTE in basketball?
Yeah, I know. Sebastian Telfair definitely does. NYC Randy says, love the idea to send him out early. Playoffs start tomorrow for the Bucks. Let's go out and get it done. Also, I'll be taking my laps about how I was right on KPJ. I test over number every time. They try to tell me Marjan for KPJ was a bad trade. LMAO, just laughable. And then at 920 Rep says, don't troll tomorrow and you get over a week off. Fella, that can be true. And again, we're gonna see really quick whether it's gonna be the Indiana Pacers or the New York Knicks that you're gonna have to face in the first round. Let's do a game balls tonight. Where you guys going in a 136-111 victory?
I'm gonna let Justin kick this thing off.
Oh man, you give me all the pressure. I'm gonna go Doc Rivers.
Okay.
Here's what I'm gonna go Doc. Doc, aka I'm sending my players up out of here because y'all ain't serious. AKA send the rest of that team, Willie Green, back to the Boys and Girls Club because they couldn't touch the YMCA floor. AKA we on to Detroit. AKA let's put these gloves on and these shiesties. Let's get ready for these playoffs.
All
JT?
right, you know what I'm gonna go with tonight? I'm gonna go with Kyle Kuzma,
okay.
AKA I'm a light-skinned king that does dark-skinned things, AKA you see the tats, but I'm a little more Drake than Lil Wayne, AKA I get busy when I need to, AKA y'all gonna put some respect on my name. Kyle Kuzma, ladies and gentlemen, I guess my game ball tonight.
There you go. Good AKAs there. I'm gonna go KPJ tonight, man. Anytime you get 5 steals back-to-back games, I mean, I can't hate on that. 20 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, 5 steals. He did all that in just 23 minutes tonight. He was 6-11 from the field, 7-9 from the line, and a plus 18. No turnovers tonight from KPJ, AKA. Hey, I get steals too, AKA see me in the target, AKA Scoot, AKA he likes to be called, was it Sakuda? Sakuda means scooter in whatever language. Is that
Japanese,
is it Japanese? AKA Sakuda, AKA brown skin doing dark skin. Yeah, I ain't got nothing for that one. I'm done.
Where y'all going with Chris King's ball?
Hey, yo, that's crazy. You got to do that one on your own. I ain't going over this ball.
That's a ball, not balls.
Oh, see, now y'all wilding. Now y'all wilding. Hey, Kristen gonna watch the show. She gonna bang on you.
Hey, yo.
Kristen gonna definitely bang on you.
She's fighting them big bass, dog. I'm scared. Pause.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Fellas wild.
It's JT, man.
All
JT
right.
got me in the JT.
I
think that Chris King, if he
swinging big bat, it's crazy.
Hey, can I say one thing about the Minnesota Timberwolves? I forgot to say this, man.
Go ahead.
Get Chris. Yeah, Rudy Gobert's a hoe. All right, so
we knew Rudy was doing that. We knew someone right with Rudy when he touched all the mics when COVID started. Rudy got his season canceled because he was acting a fool. What's wrong with Rudy?
And the fake tough guy stuff and like KPJ would have probably hit him with a 2-piece extra crispy before he even knew what happened. Like that boy, like you not him. Just go sit down and be a nice guy. It's okay to be nice. We want everyone to be nice. I think that Chris King, if I disagree, then we can switch it up. But I think he would go to the baddest man walking the planet, aka Giannis, aka Antetokounmpo Bros, aka Thanasis in the first row, so I'm gonna play better, aka bring that energy to Detroit, aka I'm showered and ready, kiss all 17 of my kids before I got on this plane.
AKA, I'm Nigerian. Don't get it twisted. I'm Nigerian. I lived in Greek, but I know what kind of energy I bring to the table. AKA, man, you already know what time it is. Come be honest. Come on now.
Let me tell y'all one thing, man. Old man moment for a second, man. You know, I done told Trey this off the air or whatever. They try to get back in this gym, trying to work on this golf thing. I'm tired of you young dudes knocking the ball past me and all that stuff, man. So I'm doing this little workout. Doing these swing changes. I done pulled something in my chest. I can't do no more shows with JT until these meds kick in, dog. Because
what happened to you? What'd you pull in your chest?
It wasn't these muscles, man. I didn't even know I had muscles up in that joint, but I got about 1 or 2 of them, a half a muscle. But like JT, you hilarious, dog.
Let me just go ahead and tell y'all something. You old when you pull muscles. Doing things you shouldn't pull, doing things that you shouldn't pull, like doing things. For example, if you sneeze and you pull a muscle on your back, you're over 35. You're over 35. It doesn't happen, right? If you get up too fast and pull a muscle in your back or something, guess what? Guess what that birth certificate says? I'm already knowing you're over 35, right? Like if you do stuff like that, you 100%. Or that's how you know you aging. That's 100% you know you're aging, right? You cough a little bit, little gas pop out. You're old. You're old. Right. You're old, right? Hey, you thought you were going to keep that thing silent? Nope. We heard it. You're old.
That's why I have grace for Brook Lopez, because he on the cusp of where I am too, man.
No. Sir, Brook Lopez is washed, sir. Just to be clear, he is washed from a basketball perspective. But you know what? I've probably been washed for a while too, so I can't really knock him on that. But I ain't pulling muscles when I'm sneezing though. I ain't doing that. But Justin, how about Justin getting yoked though? Was you getting ready for the pool?
Man, I'm just trying to just get out here, man. Trying to be young, man. Trying to be outside with the young boys, man. Put my
no, Justin. See, that's the problem, right? Let the young boys be outside.
Dirk just dropped the album. I'm trying to get my Steve the Stoner dances ready. You know, we
uptown, downtown.
That's right. We about to take over, man. We're gonna dance on baseball. We're gonna dance on football. We got a whole lot of smoke for you. I was gonna tell y'all one thing, man. There is a gentleman who used to be a mentor of mine, worked at, ironically, Trey, Shaw University.
Okay.
In the 2001 series, his name is Dr. Derek Greenfield. And I hope I'm not crossing any lines sharing this information. Remember I told y'all in the group chat that I had something that could take this team to the next level before we started getting on this win streak. This brother, Dr. Derek Greenfield, spoke to the 2001 Milwaukee Bucks teams before they went on that Eastern Conference Finals run. One of the best motivational speakers there are in the country. He's spoken for Jim Harbaugh at Michigan. He's spoken for Urban Meyer at Ohio State. A lot of guys. He helped bring Ray Allen and them guys together. And when we were kind of struggling, I thought it might be time for Doc to bring in someone. Hell, bring him in. If not him, someone like him. And I mean, y'all get a chance in the chat. You brothers get a chance. Dr. Derek Greenfield, just Google him. Look up his stuff. It's really powerful. He does monumental stuff. And I think he can bring another parade down Wisconsin Avenue.
There you go.
So, hey, Bucks procurement. Hey, listen, if the procurement department for the Bucks is watching,
Hey JC, I can't do no shows. I don't know what the hell.
See, I gotta go right on back. See, I need to be in bed right now.
I don't know, man. JT killing
I
me,
know you
man.
were going. I know you
I
were going
can't.
with that, Justin. I didn't know.
I
I didn't know if he died. I didn't know.
No,
What.
I had to throw it out there because I keep forgetting it, man.
Okay, man, y'all killing me.
I sent it to you. Hey man,
I can't do a show with y'all, man. I can't.
I can't do a show with you, man.
Hey yo, you the most wildest brother.
Go to bed.
Hey, we gotta go to look around, man. We do
have to. We had to go to look around.
You put me and JT driving this train, Trey.
Nah, man, I don't know what y'all going, man.
This MF train is in Lake Michigan right now.
No,
we gonna bring this way back.
This has gone off the rails. Let's bring it back.
Peace, love, and hair grease, my brother.
King says Cream City Zesty crossover. Y'all funny, man. Let's go look around tonight. Let's just go look around. See what we got in the association. Bucks win 136-111 over the New Orleans Pelicans. The Timberwolves are up right now, 122-99. 11 minutes to play in the fourth. Looks like that's gonna be where it lands. Pacers beat the Cavaliers tonight. Again, the Pistons beat the Knicks. That was big. Has it playoff implications? Hawks beat the Nets. I do want to look at for a second, just the conference standings. So, again, if you look at it, the Knicks are third. They are one game in front of the Pacers. The Pacers could be that 3 seed. Knicks could be the 4. If they're the 4, again, they're looking to play Cleveland round 1. 5-6 is still up for grabs here as Milwaukee is 2 games in front of Detroit. Detroit has to win both of the remaining games against Milwaukee to get the 5 seed. We're locked in here. Orlando 7. I believe Atlanta is going to be 8. Chicago 9. Miami is 10th. There might be some shuffling there, but those are going to be your 10 teams in the play-in at least. And then in the West, I mean, everything's just really shifting. Minnesota, I don't know what Golden State. I mean, you really are. I mean, with 2 games left in this season, or whatever it is, you have OKC and Houston that I believe are locked into the 1 and 2 seeds. And then the Lakers are a game up over Denver for the third and fourth. The Clippers are also a game back of the Lakers, sitting in 5th. You have Memphis, who is going to drop to. So I don't know who has a tiebreak between Memphis and Golden State. But Memphis, Golden State, and Minnesota are all gonna basically be in a tie. For 6, 7, 8. I just don't know who holds the tiebreaker. So again, the last couple of days of the season, there's gonna be a lot of shuffling going around in the Western Conference, basically 3 through 8. It's gonna be very interesting to see how all this plays out. We'll be right here with you, of course, through it all. Ios has one prediction for tomorrow. Stewart will try to injure Giannis. We'll see how that goes. I don't know if that's gonna happen with Bobby Portis backing him up and everything that's gonna happen right there. And then, I guess I don't really have anything else anybody wants to get at for the look around. You guys go ahead.
Hey, just real quick, in this Memphis, whoever they playing, Minnesota, they put the Bucks graphic up from the other night with Memphis was down at this point. I did want to ask y'all something in the look around, but I did have one quick thing. I always got one quick thing. So all these dudes in the chat, and it just came in my head now, talking about the Knicks are trying to trip and play us. So what if the Bucks sat everybody tomorrow? Because it doesn't matter if they win tomorrow or not. They come back and win Sunday, it's over. So sit everyone tomorrow, put the Wisconsin Herd team out there, and let's see what the Knicks and what the Pacers do. And then we come back Sunday and we put the pedal to the metal. I mean, it's just a thought if you're trying to say that people are tripping up trying to play us.
I think that's just tough because, and again, the Knicks have a tough one against the Cavs tomorrow. So I don't know if the Cavs are going to be resting people. They're already set for the first. You could, in theory, do that. But I just, it's one of the things where, you only give yourself one shot at the apple, one bite at the apple. Because that's the thing. What if the Knicks do lose? What if the Knicks do win and the Pacers lose or whatever, however that goes? Now you've only given yourself one bite of the apple when you could have given yourself 2 and maybe already had the 5 seed locked up. So I mean, I get what you're saying, and it makes sense. But I think there's a question there. They're all gonna be playing right around the same time too. So yeah, I think that's an interesting thought to kind of roll with. Um, but yeah, I don't think you can do it. I really don't think you can do it. And then the last in the game of the season, everybody's playing at either 1 or 3:30. And I think the NBA kind of did that on purpose, so that they could
No Saturday games.
try to avoid that. Yeah.
So my question for you two brothers: did y'all watch Lakers and Mavericks the previous night?
Yes.
So what are your thoughts on the Dallas Mavericks making the worst trade in NBA history, in my opinion? Thank God, who I can't even remember who the GM was for the Bucks that traded Ray Allen for Gary Payton, but he's off the hook. The Luka trade, and then you come back, you do the video tribute, absolutely appropriate. You should do that. But they gave out T-shirts to the Mavericks fans with something symbolizing Luka. My thought is, if the guy is good enough to get a T-shirt and he's on an opposing team, why the hell you trade him in the first place?
Right. Yeah. No, I thought it was odd. I mean, again, I get it. You do the tribute, but it's funny you do a video tribute for a guy that you just said you had to trade because he was smoking hookah and drinking, and he was out of shape. So I mean, just again weird. They were so many fire Nico chants the entire night. That was crazy. And then the icing on the cake was Luca absolutely destroying um the Mavericks. What do he have? He almost what do he have like 40? What do he have? What did he finish with? I don't.
At 31 at the
Yeah,
half.
31 at the half. Yeah, I mean he killed him. So I
Crazy.
mean, Nico Harrison's gonna have to live with it. Again, that's one of the things he's gonna have to live with being the guy that trade. And this is again why trade Giannis. You don't want to be the GM that trades away the superstar who doesn't ask to be traded. It's one thing if Giannis asks out. That's a different thing. But when Nico Harrison's history forever will be, I was the guy that traded. I don't care what he does. He could be a solid GM for the rest of his career unless he like makes up for this in some way and bring. I don't even know how you do it. He will all like when you hear Nico Harrison, the only thing you will think about is, oh, that was the guy that traded Luka Doncic for Anthony Davis. That's his legacy. Your legacy is tied to stupidity, and you got to live with that. You got to live with that. So it is what it is. But yeah, it was just a terrible move. Makes no sense, and yeah, they're paying for it. And again, if the Lakers win a championship or go far, I mean, yeah, I mean, you look terrible. I just don't know. I don't know how you don't fire him. I really don't understand how he's not. How you don't fire him at all.
One of the most objectively goofy things we've seen. It was unnecessary. I think the thing about Luca is that listen, if he had issues drinking and hookah, these issues didn't start overnight. And I get it. Yes, if you have those problems, your decline is probably going to be serious once you get to be 30, once you get to be a bit older and things catch up with you. But I mean, I think you still had. I mean, he's a easily top 5, top 7 player in the league. In his prime, or not even. I don't think he's really actually hit his true prime yet. But I mean, even if he's aging, even if he's rapidly aging, and you think he's going to hit 30 and this thing's going to go off a cliff, pulling the trigger on that now, again, the whole thing does not make sense because people argue, well, you could have gotten a market for Luka. You could have made it known you were going to trade him and got a haul back for your team. But the problem with that, though, is that in today's NBA, guys, that doesn't always happen, right? The guys say, no, I'm only willing to go 2 to 3 teams. Now, all of a sudden, your market is shot because players have that type of power now where they're like, look, you going to trade me? I'm only going here and here. So figure it out. Having said that, this is going to, I mean, the Mavericks are going to be in the pain cave. Like, I don't understand. I don't get it. Maybe success. The moment got too big. Nico just had one too many moves on the chessboard. But I think this move is going to reverberate all throughout that organization for years. I think the Mavericks, they go from being in the NBA championship to being cooked in a season. That's just unbelievable. Life comes at you fast, man.
Well, and I think the other thing is that this is maybe symbolizes that moment where because you have the second apron, because that's such a tax on teams, and because you have you may again. So like the Celtics, right before that second name was even existed, they paid Jaylen Brown like a supermax, basically, right? They paid him a super. Is Jaylen Brown by himself a supermax guy? No, he's probably not. I think you. What I mean by that is, I think you will see teams that traditionally just paid their best player the most you could pay him are going to think twice about what that means long term. And again, I think that your issue with um, Dallas was it was the wrong decision because that's a guy who had already proven it. He'd already gone to a finals, already gone to Western Conference Finals. That's the guy you do it for. But yeah, I think these other guys, I'm just trying to think of like stars who are on the come up. I don't know when Cade Cunningham has a deal coming up. Like traditionally, Cade Cunningham would be a guy where, yeah, your best player, when he comes up, you give him the max, you keep pushing. Cade Cunningham, again, if you don't think he can win you a championship, is he a guy you give him max? De'Aaron Fox, who was out there in Sacramento. If you don't think he's a guy who can win you a championship, yeah, he's not. I'm not giving you all that money. So again, I think there's going to be a question of what that looks like moving forward because of this second apron and how much that can hurt you. Whether or not you give a guy who's the best player just because he's the best player every single dime you have. I'm just thinking of just random teams that have really good players, but they're not. I think of like another guy. I think it was like a Trae Young. Like, am I giving Trae Young a supermax? I don't think Trae Young can win. I don't even know if he's eligible. I don't know if he's has been. I don't know what his qualifications are. All NBA. I don't know that he can win you a championship as the best player in your team. So is he worth $60 million a year? I don't know that. And now the penalties are even worse for doing such a thing. So again, it's just questions you have to think about. I just think it was a wrong move with the guy like. I just think it's a guy that doesn't make sense. And then so there's other thing. Karan, so just answer. Karan says y'all brothers too educated to have an uninformed opinion on Luka trade. It was the owner's fault in that case, so they can lobby for a casino stadium deal or threaten to move. But again, here's what. So you got the education. Put the gun. You take the gun and then you reverse it back. So again, here's the thing, Karan. This is how I show you how educated we are and informed. They don't have an opportunity. They're not moving. They're not moving because again, the reason they're not going to move because the NBA has already said they want to add a franchise, right? They're going to expand. Probably when the next deal comes, they're going to expand. Guess what? When the team moves, you don't get the same money for a team moving from a city to another city as you get for another ownership group to buy another franchise in a Las Vegas, which is where it's rumored everybody wants to go. So no, they don't want Dallas to move to Vegas. They want to add how many teams are 30 teams in the NBA, right? They want to add a 31st or a 32nd team and add a franchise to Las Vegas or add another franchise to somewhere else wherever they pick. That's what they want to do. And they want to get billions for that. They don't want a team to just move. There's no money. That's a relocation fee, I think that you may be able to get. But that's not the same as the fee you can get for some hedge fund guy to bring an entirely different franchise. No, they want to expand. They don't want to move a team to another place. That's not what they're in the market for.
And it may very well have been the owners that wanted and pushed that trade and pushed that narrative for whatever reason it may have been once you got Cuban out of the way. But at the end of the day, Nico's the one that's going to fall on that sword, regardless. And you may be 100% right with all the casino stadium stuff and all that type of stuff as well. But like Trey just told you, it's a blank threat. No one's taking you serious. I just came back from Dallas-Fort Worth. There is no way the NBA will let that market go without a team. They will tell those owners no and figure out some way to force them out or whatever. And you two brothers are the lawyers on the show, but there's no way Adam Silver is going to allow the Dallas-Fort Worth market to ever be without a team. It's in Seattle. Which you waited to
That's the other team. Yeah, it's going to be Seattle. You're right. It's going to be, I forgot. It's Vegas and Seattle that are going to get the two teams. Yeah, that's what it is. And then, like I say, Kiki says Brown is a Supermax player. Yeah, but again, look at what the Boston Celtics owners did. Here's the money, and you know what the first thing they did after they looked at their tax bill coming up? Sold the team.
Yep.
Said, okay, we about to pay this. Oh, it's time to cash out. We'll sell it to somebody else for I don't know how much they get sell the team for. I can't remember. They said that
A whole lot.
now
7
that's
billion,
your
something
problem.
around there.
Right. Now that's your problem. And then those owners are gonna have to come in and what are you gonna have to do now? Well, Drew Holiday's probably they're gonna pay a tax, but Drew Holiday's probably gonna be traded coming up. They got to make some hard choices because you can't pay all those guys. Drew Holiday's gonna be traded, or Kristaps Porzingis going to be traded. They got to make some decisions about what to do for the future. And it says Trae Young got him to an Eastern Conference final. Yeah, it's not really the same. Not
And
really
well,
the same. And they didn't even really come. It really didn't come all that close.
And since we still in this look around, where else you're going to see that happening is the Los Angeles Dodgers with deferring all that money on the baseball side. Like at some point in every sport, you got to pay the piper. And you can't just keep pushing it down the line, pushing it down the line, pushing it down the line. We saw that with the Green Bay Packers. You see it with a lot of teams. You push money down the line in every sport, and you're gonna.
We might have spoke too soon. Memphis is on a 27-1 run, a 20-7 run right now. They're down 10 with 4 minutes to play in the fourth.
JT, hit that Memphis money line, brother.
Well, the thing about the Dodgers though is that the Dodgers might kick this. They might keep kicking this can, but you know what? They might get 3-4 rings out of it before it becomes time to pay the piper. And so the investment was worth it, especially if the owners decide to sell this team.
Right, yeah, and then you sell it, and then that makes it 100% worth it. Just like Lazary did with the Bucks. You get in it, and then you find your way to sell it. It makes 100% sense. What they buy the Bucks for, like $500 million?
I don't remember what they bought the Bucks for.
I know. I mean, it wasn't, and I know that the value they sold it at was insane. Okay, I think with that miss, I think Minnesota's gonna be okay here. As they're at 131, 119 right now, with a few minutes left, so they should be able to finish this one out. Go ahead.
You're speaking of Lazary though, and then we alluded to that Las Vegas franchise. Like that was one of the biggest reasons, allegedly, why he got out of the Bucks ownership group, because he wanted to develop something new in Vegas, because the earning potential is just going to be crazy. So, like, one thing about these NBA owners, the majority of them, they're great business minds, and they've been leading in whatever their field of endeavor is, and they're going to maximize this growth. I think we see a Las Vegas franchise. I think you see a Seattle franchise. I think, Trey, we're at 32, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong. So 30. It makes sense if you add, well, it's going to be, you're going to add Vegas and you're going to add Seattle back.
That'd be 32.
Minnesota, that would be 32?
That would get you 32.
Minnesota and someone else would have to come over to the East to make room for those two teams. But that's a whole nother topic for another day.
Yeah. Good stuff, fellas. Last thing go around on the Bucks winning 136-111 over the Pelicans. I'll say 136-111 over Pelicans. Anything else as we have this back-to-back game tomorrow against Detroit? Any final words on the Bucks tonight or Bucks tomorrow or anything else? We'll get up out of here.
Let's keep that momentum going, fellas. Good win tonight. Good dub. Let's keep this train rolling.
I just want to win tomorrow. Just win tomorrow, and we can worry about everything else after the sun is set after tomorrow. But go into Detroit, smack them, bite their kneecaps off, do all that Detroit Lions stuff that these boys talk about, and let's go into this playoffs. Doc's writing our prescriptions. Ain't that what you say, bro?
Hey, you know what? Karan Jammer-Kinner says that's why the Addisons don't want competition coming to Vegas. That's the motive. I'm assigning. Good discussion, good win. Absolutely, it's always good discussion out here on the Cream City crossover. We appreciate it. You clear your cars, I'll clear mine. We'll do this thing one more time tomorrow night against the Detroit Pistons. You guys, if you're in the chat, come right back here tomorrow after that game. We will do this thing again and have some fun. You could have been in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate it. We thank you. We thank you if you gave a super chat tonight. We thank you if you made a comment tonight. We thank you for watching us on YouTube, watching us on Twitter, whatever you were doing. However you did it, it was fun. And again, we had some fun tonight. So again, we always appreciate it when you guys come on in the room. Want to thank, of course, our sponsors tonight, the Curtis Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill out there in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. head on out there, have some fun, have some good drinks, good food, good eats, everything out there at Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill. Tell them the Guru sent you. Tell them the Cream City Crossover sent you. It's Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill, sponsor of the Cream City Crossover. Yeah, get the likes up. Again, subscribe, please. Follow, subscribe, all that stuff. Tell a friend and tell a friend and tell another friend about the Cream City Crossover. We are the best Milwaukee Bucks post-game show in all of the land. I want to thank you guys, JT and Justin and I, for joining and being on and having some fun, having some good discussions with us. Rick Hamilton says Giannis will not let Milwaukee lose tomorrow. I'd love to see it. That would be that would be a statement to finish off the year 7 in a row, and then you don't have to worry about the game after. That would be I get it. G League team, whatever. Whatever you want to say. 7 in a row in April, heading into the playoffs, would be very impressive. That's all I'll give you that. That's it. That's our time, King Kings. That's a great show tonight. Absolutely, we thank you for it. This has been a Cream City Media Group production. That's CCM. That's CCMG. Am I wrong? CCM. Yeah, all right. CCMG.
Trying to wake the GDs up again.
Hey, yo. I'm in the dough. From the Guru Track, I was third.
JT.
Justin.
If I am the enemy, it's only because I dare to tell you the truth. Don't take no Wood Nichols.